how you going to negotiate your salary when the league is taking a loss every year? You should make less money if they keep it in trim. So the question is, should WNBA players get more money? My assessment is, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, Who Jogging, back with another video. If you would take a second to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, please. All right, let's get it. All right, y'all, today we're going to talk about the WNBA. Do they deserve more money, even though there's not a profitable league? Some people say yes. Some people say no. We're going to take a quick dive into it, and I'll let you make the choice. Now, who am I to speak about the topic? I'm a former basketball player at the Division I and the professional level overseas, so I know a little something about the sport. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the content.
WNBA, quote unquote, not being profitable isn't an excuse for the players to not ask for the salaries that they deserve. Wow. I don't think people understand when they say stuff like that.
See, she's starting off already, man. Just getting me going. Not being profitable is not an excuse not to ask for more salary. Baby girl, that sounds like privilege. That sounds like privilege. Meaning, I don't give a damn about what y'all got going with the bottom lines and all the X's and O's. I ain't worried about all that. I want what I want, and that's the bottom line. And if that's your mentality, you're not going to go very far with this argument. Roll the clip, man.
The NBA, any sports league, is not profitable in its like first 20, 30, 40 years of existing. The NBA didn't become profitable until Bird and Magic. It takes a very long time.
Dave Chappelle said in Nutty Fest, I can't take this no more. Okay, she's talking about the leagues not being profitable in the first 20, 30 years. Okay. I'm trying to be nice as I can, y'all. Okay, I'm trying to be nice as I can. Listen, it's not a matter if you're profitable or not. It's about how profitable, because she's referencing the NBA not being, grossly popular until the 80s. So we're talking about from 1946 and beyond. Here's what she's omitting. The NBA actually was profitable. The NBA didn't make a lot of money, but if we go down these quick little tidbits of the era, from 46 to 1950, the NBA made roughly around $5 million of profit. In the 60s, they made roughly around $20 million of profit, right? So in the 70s, they made roughly 45 to 50 million of profit, meaning money on top of salary, money on top of the popcorn guy, the parking lot guy, the ticket agents, all that. They still made 50 on top of that. So this reference point you're trying to make about Magic and Bird in the 80s, it's a loose fact, because yes, it exploded since then. That's when the TV deals that come in and all those, the endorsements. But before then, they still made profit. And when the ABA merged in, they made money off this. And now listen, did the players have these extravagant lifestyles? No. Magic Johnson was the first player, I believe, to have $1 million contract. So before then, the guys, the way they did it was they had normal jobs to augment their, supplement their salary for the NBA. So they made it work, and guys actually had to work. So that's like with the old adage that people say that with old trope, all those guys were plumbers and street workers. Yeah, they were, but they also were really good basketball players too. So when I hear a take like this, it's just a lazy take, because you're trying to make a whole, intricate, storyline fit a tight narrative because you're trying to get what you want. Go ahead, Penny Clip.
That does not mean, however, that, like you said, valuations are important. Revenue, like making a certain percent of the revenue is important. Making a certain percent of things like your jersey sales, XYZ, are important. WNBA players aren't just dumb and sick in the head asking for more.
It's so hard not to be rough on her because she is glossing through the regular stuff. And let me say this, baby girl, don't you ever own a business in your life. Don't you ever produce a business and just like XYZ through the stuff that you actually need to do to run a business, because it ain't gonna last long. Roll the clip, man.
Oh, they shouldn't be asking for that. Oh, the owners are so broke, and oh, poor W. No, they deserve to be asking for what they are asking for, and they're not being unreasonable about it either. I mean, you see Unrivaled paying their players the highest salary in professional women's sports. So that's not an excuse, the profit situation. That's very normal for any sports league.
The fact that you say just profit, as if this is just some little small, minute point of the discussion piece. This is the whole way that you're going to get your money because you make money. The league has to make money for you to make money. It's just not. So let me say this. This is the mentality you have when you are subsidized by something else because you don't care about the bottom line. You care about what you want and what you want only. I just talked about privilege. And it's almost like she's not taking herself serious. She's smiling through the whole thing. I think she can hear how ridiculous she sounds, but she's saying it anyway. So it's just a little small observation on that. So go ahead, man. Roll it.
Doesn't make the W any lesser of a league.
In any job, if you feel like you're doing an exceptional job, exceptional work, you should be compensated appropriately for the work that you're doing. Like it's just not limited to sports. It's like limited to life. It's like life. It's a life thing. So I'm like, all y'all walking around like you think that you have outperformed your current salary. You're not going to ask for a raise.
I hate to keep doing this, man, but the word salad is killing me. Like y'all want to be taken serious in a serious topic, and when I hear y'all speak, it's a life thing. Like, come on, man. If you're gonna make a point, we learned this in like 7th grade to write a persuasive paper that you have to make cogent points and back up your points. We learned this in middle school. So when it's your time to have a hot mic, it shouldn't matter. Come on, man. Let's be for real. You are grown women speaking for something that you're advocating for, and that's the best argument you got it. Come on, man. Roll clip.
Are simultaneously criticized for making less money because they're not asking for enough. Like women, like anytime you talk about like the gender wage gap, there's a conversation of, oh, well, like women don't negotiate as well. They're more likely to take like, the first or second offer. Yeah. But then when you like go out and you start advocating for yourself.
She tried her best to try to make a cogent point, but it's the same thing. Listen, man, you can ask for more money all you want to. But the whole premise of women not asking for more money is contingent upon a company turning a profit every year. So when the company is profitable, you prove your worth to the company. Guess what? You negotiate your salary. How are you going to negotiate your salary when the league is taking a loss every year? Because if we're being for real, the negotiation should be like, you know what? You're right. You should pay me a little more money back. You should make less money if they keep it in trim. So I don't understand what are y'all talking about. So ultimately speaking, you don't have a real argument, but there is hope. As which we've been seeing, there's been an uptick in the WNBA. We're going to talk about the Caitlin Clark effect.
How did the Caitlin Clark effect impact the WNBA in her first season?
I think it's almost impossible to overstate what an impact Caitlin had on the WNBA, just in terms of everybody around the country knowing what the WNBA was, knowing who the Indiana Fever were, and tuning into games in a rate that we've never seen in the history of the league. I don't want to say that she single-handedly raised the platform of the league.
See, this is the disingenuous part, which is funny that even though people understand this, they're fighting counter to the whole thing because you don't want to admit the caveat that's going to lift you to it. It's like you want your raise to happen the way you want to happen instead of just understanding how things work. So she's going lamenting about how Caitlin Clark has done this, that, and the third, and she's elevated, but she's not the only one. And I understand why she's doing it because she doesn't want to separate herself from other players. She wants to ingratiate herself with everyone so people won't dislike her. Me over here, I'm about what's the real. I don't care about what your feelings are because what your feelings are they are irrelevant to the main point. And the main point is Caitlin Clark has single-handedly brought the WNBA from losing a lot of money to not losing as much a lot of money. And we're going to go over that in a second. So go ahead, man. Roll it.
Been able to make the WNBA part of the national consciousness in a way that we've just never seen before.
Jay-Z said it best. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. It's right there. So, hoop jargon. That's just one source. What else you got for us? I'm glad you asked. Go ahead and put that chart real quick. Okay, so the actual Caitlin Clark effect by the numbers showing in the 2024 boost attendance goes as such. So the average attendance for the Indiana Fever has gone up for 319% per game. I'm sorry, for the season, right? So total income, total home attendance, just body for body, is 340,000 people. So listen, man, how's the old adage go? Rising tides rises all boats. So byproduct of that, the WNBA total viewership is going up 48%. That's staggering. So when a lot of people say, and I don't know the woman's name who was just speaking, I'm sorry for not knowing that information, but she's disingenuous. We say, oh, well, she's not the only one doing this. And I get it, because people like Angel Reese and Asia Wilson, those are big, names into the WNBA, but the numbers are the numbers, man. Before 2024, the numbers were in the hole for home attendance. And as a matter of fact, I looked this up too. The Chicago Sky, their attendance went up by 10%. 10. So this Angel Reese thing that people try to, and I'm not trying to, to demean Angel Reese, but I'm just keeping things real. It's a 10% bump. Whereas the Fever went to a 319% bump. What are we talking about here, guys? What are we talking about here? And in fact, I got another chart for you. It's going to show what the WNBA was making since inception to now, as far as operating in loss. Numbers don't lie. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. So as we've seen, every year since 1997, they've been gradually losing money. Gradually losing money. And in fact, in 2024, the WNBA has took a $40 million L. So as much as Caitlin Clark has boosted up revenue, as we've seen by the numbers, the WNBA is still at a $40 million loss. $50 million operating in the L. So I just don't understand the logic. You can't say we want it just because we want it when you are constantly operating the L, because if we're keeping it real, if you took the WNBA as daddy out the equation, because that's what it is, if you took him out the equation, this league will be defunct. There'll be nothing. There's nothing to run on. So I think, without being too mean, but I'm being very intentional, if WNBA players want to honestly get the money they got to understand that you're going to have to work these fans a little harder. You got to go in the community. You got to get people to show up these games, because people on the social media with the Twitter fingers will say all day, yeah, they need to get paid more money, but the the proof is in the pudding. They're not watching the games. They're not going to the games. So you need to get their booties in them seats. And you probably should stop disavowing or minimalizing Caitlin Clark's effect, because the numbers have shown you what it is. So the question is, should WNBA players get more money? My assessment is you're operating 50 million in the red. Absolutely not. Doesn't mean you can't at one day build the product up. And listen, when they get to the positive, I'm all for women getting what they got for. I mean, because listen, there's a lot of great players in the league. We named a few earlier. There's a lot of great talent in the WNBA. But if we're talking about pay increase, it's going to have to match the revenue. And that's where I'm at on that. So, guys, let me know in the comments what you think about this video. Listen, good, bad, or ugly, I'm down for all the banter. I will respond to all those. Until next time, we'll see you later. Peace.